Becky.
I'm Sarah.
And we're doing Bickering book reviews. Today we're going to talk about the book Ghosts by Raina Telegmeir, which is actually our first graphic novel that we are discussing, and we are very excited about this. And this is a book about a girl named Kat and her younger sister Maya, who used to live in the sunny part of California, and her parents moved them to by the beach because Maya has cystic fibrosis and she needs the weather to help her lungs. And while there, they encounter a boy who likes to go ghost hunting, and there's some ghost hunting and Day of the Dead action after that.
Woohoo! So my first question with this novel, though, was why the place that they moved to is foggier and it's wetter.
Right.
Why is that better for Maya's lungs than the sunnier part of California?
I don't
really
know.
get into that.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't really explain that. I know that, my sister has really bad asthma, and I remember that they said, Salt Lake City Colorado Springs is supposed to be a good place to go for asthma. I don't know. So I'm assuming that it makes sense. I really liked the way that she showed the cystic fibrosis.
Oh, I agree. It was certainly kid-friendly because this is a juvenile book.
Right, this is definitely tween.
It was definitely kid-friendly, not scary, but definitely understandable. I mean, because it's an issue that kids come into contact with, and there really should be a book out there that they can go to and find themselves in.
And it does not sugarcoat it. It shows the good and the bad. And I appreciate that because it is a scary disease.
Right. I mean, it does talk about how
Disorder?
cystic fibrosis is a degenerative disorder.
Yes.
That her lungs really will not work as well as they have in the past, and she may need a lung transplant. She, gets worse throughout the book, has an issue where her lungs can't cope with the weather, so she's in the hospital. So, I mean, it's real. It's real, and there are hospital issues,
But it's not scary.
Yeah, it doesn't
really
seem scary. And I think it's because of the personalities of the characters. They're just so likable and so vivacious. Maya just is so full of life.
Right. Maya's a great character.
She's almost more full of life than Kat is, and I think Maya's kind of dragging Kat kicking and screaming into the living world.
I also really like the fact that she chose to have Kat's mother be from Mexico, and that they really embrace that part of the heritage, and that they really do, it's very show the diversity of it. Because you don't get a lot of that, and at least I don't feel like you get a lot, particularly in tween graphic novels.
Not in tween graphic novels. I was so excited about the incorporation of Day of the Dead in this. I mean, the illustrations were so beautiful, and it did cover that celebration and in a great visual way.
And I liked the fact that they talked about how their family had kind of lost parts of their heritage, but they also talked about how you can get it back. Their mom had, for various reasons, had kind of shut that part off, and Maya loved that part of her heritage, and so they were learning about it, and they were doing things again, and I liked that. I think that's something that's an idea. People are like, oh, I lost where I came from. Get it back. I thought that was great.
So second chance books are always awesome.
Yes.
And even in that part of life that you wouldn't normally believe to be true.
So the other thing that we were talking about was there was a article that came out that they were talking about the depiction of the missions in this book and how they felt that the missions were kind of reflected poorly based on history. And we were talking about how there was a little bit of a controversy around that. And what we thought was interesting was Sarah thought there would have been different backlash.
So, because I hadn't read the backlash stories before reading the book, I was looking for it. I was reading for it, looking for it. And what I thought it was going to be is the depiction of death. Because near the end of the book, so it is a spoiler, one of the ghosts is talking about how great death can be. And I was just assuming that there would be a backlash over the positive presentation of death. I think it was definitely important. I'm glad they included it. Because there are kids who are having to face death and, coping with the fact that they've got a disease that may end up killing them. And, where do you go from there? And this is a great example of kind of how to work through that. Mm-hmm. But it certainly was a more positive spin on something that people are like, no, we can't like death and we can't be okay with it. So I'm surprised that where the actual controversy came from.
And I think she did a really good job of talking about the fact that people die and that you have to accept this and that sometimes kids die. I mean, it's sad, but I thought she did a really good job doing that.
I know, and by incorporating both sisters, you can work through it from both ends of it. So, you know, if a sister or a brother or somebody is dealing with someone else in their family going through possibly dying, this is definitely a book that you can kind of reach out to. And it presents this topic in a really not so scary way. It's a rough topic and a serious topic, but it's not so scary. The last thing though I did want to point to, in the back, Telegmeier talks about how she wanted to place a good amount of focus on breath, as far as like breathing into the ghosts, give them life, and Maya has trouble with her lungs and all of that. And I thought that was super fascinating and totally, like, looking back on it, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely in there. And it's just like a really deep, under the surface kind of reading of the book.
All of her graphic novels, she puts a lot of thought into.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love all of her graphic
novels are incredible.
Oh yeah.
We should rate it.
Okay.
So I gave it 1 unicorn. I thought it was a great tween book. I liked the themes. I liked the way that she told the story. I liked the fact that it talked about heritage, and I liked the fact that it's a little diverse.
See, and I'm fluctuating between 1 unicorn and 2. I think I'm going to go with 2 because I really like the illustrations. I like the cultural. They were really well done, and the different like Halloween costumes
and the coloring.
And then
whoever did the coloring did a really good job too.
Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And the aspects of the Day of the Dead, like that was so cool. I liked the story. I thought it's an important narrative that does need to be out there. So I'm going to go with 2 unicorns. I liked it.
And that's where we are with that one.
So, all right, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.